Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, Sloka 66, Part 89. Sarva-dharmān parityajya, ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja, ahaṁ sarva-pāpebhyo, mokṣayiṣyāmi śucaḥ. Abandon all varieties of religion, and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So far we learned that the Lord's concert plays a major role as Purushakaram to unite the Chetanas and Ishvara. She does that by instructing both of them. During Samslesha, she instructs her husband. During Vishlesha, she instructs the Chetanas, her children, the living entities. And we saw how she does, what instructions she gives in the previous sessions. As long as both of them takes the instruction to their heart, the outcome is good for both of them. If both fail to follow the instructions given by her, then what happens? Does she give up her Purushakaratvam, or she tries some other means? In the 13th Sutra of Sri Vachanabhushanam, Pillai Lokacharya says, Upadesatthale மீளாத போது சேத்தனனை அருளாலே திருத்தும் ஈஸ்வரனை அழகாலே திருத்தும். We will learn what that means shortly. Even after hearing so many instructions from her, if the Chetana doesn't change, that means something serious, which is stopping the Chetana to change. And that is nothing but that living entity's strong karma vasanas, which always pulls him back to his bad habits, bad behaviors. Likewise, after hearing so many instructions from her, if the Lord doesn't want to change from his opinion is to reward the Chetanas according to their karma. That is because of his independent nature. The Chetanas doesn't want to change because of its karma vasanas, and the Lord Ishvara doesn't want to change because of his swatantriyam. Both of them doesn't want to give up their karma paratantriyam. That is, the Jivatma depends on its karma vasanas, and the Ishvara depends Jivatma's karma vasanas. Unless they both give up karma paratantriyam, what she wanted to happen will not happen. In this condition, she takes an amazing step, which is the last formula that she has to resolve this issue and correct both of them. And that is what the Sutram says. When the Chetanas and Ishvara doesn't want to listen to the Upadesh instructions, she corrects the Chetanas by her grace, and she corrects Ishvara by her beauty. And that is what the Sutram says. Upadeshathale மீளாத போது சேத்தனனை அருளாலே திருத்தும் ஈஸ்வரனை அழகாலே திருத்தும். Towards the Chetanas, she feels, alas, let his bad buddhi go away and let him get good buddhi so that he can develop some devotion towards the Lord. This is called kataksham, throwing her sidelong glance upon the living entity. By her kataksham, utmost compassion, she graces them so their mind get purified and develop devotion towards the Lord. One may ask, why even we have to bother such people who are not interested? Why she is still making attempts to correct them? Well, we need to know that she is the mother of universe. Everyone is her child. The mother does not ignore those who doesn't listen. She tries her best to correct them and bring them into the right path. And that is exactly what is being done by her. Also, the instructions, upadeshams, are drishtam, whereas kataksham is adrishtam. Drishtam means that can be perceived by the through the senses. Adrishta means which cannot be perceived through the senses. Many keep faith on drishtam because you do something, you get something out of it which can be perceived. Whereas adrishtam cannot be perceived immediately. It can be experienced. When verbal instructions are given, it is drishtam because one can hear, one can see what's happening, but one cannot see the grace because it is adrishtam. That which is adrishtam is always more powerful and greater than drishtam. Therefore, her grace, her kataksham, is more powerful than anything else. So in this way, she tries to correct the jivatmas who are not hearing to the instruction by her grace. When it comes to the Lord, even after hearing directly from his consort, still, why the Lord doesn't want to listen? Because he gives preference to the rules in the scripture and pays less attention to her advices. This is one reason on the surface level, but there is a deeper meaning why he doesn't listen to her instructions. Say if he listens to her advice, her instructions, then he will miss out the opportunity to experience the joy of seeing her charming face expressions, her twinkling eyes, and the attractive movements of her eyebrows, the ways that she tries to attract her husband through certain movements of her body. The Lord doesn't want to miss this opportunity which he is anchoring for. Therefore, he simply avoids in the first phase to hear to her instructions. Rather, he rejects them or doesn't pay attention to them so that she can take the second and final approach to attract him through her beauty, to make him listen to her recommendation. According to Manavala Mamuni, there is no other way to get Lord's attention. This is the only means by which she can control him, bring him under her control, not through any instructions, because nothing that he is unaware of, that she has to tell him something new. Manavala Mamuni says this is siddhopayam, because our beauty is siddham, exists. Other upayams are sadhya upayam. When the Lord refuses to hear her instructions, her advices, she uses her beauty to do vasikaranam, to captivate him. When he is captivated, at that moment she places her request, her recommendation for this jivatma. One may ask a question, well, how is that the Lord can be captivated by someone else? He is the Supreme Lord. He is the controller. He is the abode of everything. He cannot be controlled by anyone or anything because he is the Supreme Controller. Being so, how that he get captivated? If he does get captivated, that means he will lose his swatantriyam. He loses his independent nature and he will become dependent on someone. When he is captivated by someone, then he has to function according to that person who did vasikaranam and make him function the way that they wanted him to function. We hope that the question is clear. The Lord is swatantra, completely independent. But what we heard just now is he get captivated by his consort. She does vasikaram so that he will come under her control to listen whatever she says. If that happens, then how can he be independent? He will be under paratantriyam, not swatantriyam. Let's analyze this. It is Lord's strong desire to reclaim all the conditioned souls. Not that he is happy that we all have to suffer here in this world. He wants us to be back with Him. But what is stopping Him from fulfilling His desire is the karma of the conditioned souls. If the karmas are removed, the Lord's desires will be fulfilled. He wants to help us, but the Shastras stops Him from doing so because we still have our karmas and we have to finish our karma. And that's what the books, the scriptures says. So there is a catch between the Lord's desire and how He voluntarily abide to the rules set in the scripture for the conditioned souls. So the solution is to get rid of our karmas, and we know by ourselves we can't do it. And that's where the goddess of fortune, Sri, comes into the picture to help us get rid of our karma. She does that by giving instructions to us. When we fail to hear to her instructions, then she corrects us through her kataksham, grace. So the answer to the question is, how can the Lord be controlled or be captivated by His consort when He is independent? Should be understood in a way that the Lord's desire is to reclaim all the conditioned souls, and goddess of fortune captivate the Lord by her beauty to fulfill Lord's desire. Therefore, what to be understood here is, by captivating, it is not that she is doing something against the will of the Lord, or she is not trying to fulfill her desire of whatever she wants. Her desire is Lord's desire, and Lord's desire is to get the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. And that is what she is doing by doing vasikaranam through her beauty. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami states that devotional service attracts even Krishna. Krishna attracts everyone, but devotional service attracts Krishna. The symbol of devotional service in the highest degree is Radharani. Krishna is called Madana Mohana, which means that he is so attractive that he can defeat the attraction of thousands of cupids. But Radharani is still more attractive, for she can even attract Krishna. Therefore, devotees call her Madana Mohana Mohini, the attractor of Cupid. Krishna is full in 6 opulences: beauty, wealth, fame, strength, knowledge, and renunciation. Therefore, he is not going to be attracted by any amount of material opulences, but still he is irresistible when he sees Srimati Radharani. One time, Krishna, to joke with the gopis, the cowherd girls of Vrindavan, was hiding himself beneath a bush. But finally they spotted him from a distance. Then Krishna changed himself into his 4-armed form of Narayana. When the gopis approached and found Narayana instead of Krishna, they were not very interested in him. It was only Krishna's original 2-armed form attracted them. They therefore offered their respectful obeisances unto Lord Narayana and prayed that he would bestow upon them the benediction of Krishna's eternal association. Then they went on searching for Krishna. When Srimati Radharani passed by, however, Krishna tried to maintain his disguise as Narayana but was unable to do so. He kept slipping back into his original 2-armed form. This illustrates the great influence of Srimati Radharani's pure transcendental love for Krishna. Therefore, The only hope for us is to somehow or the other become a recipient of sidelong glance of Srimati Radharani. Even Lord Shiva was praying for the same. Munindra Vrinda Vandite Triloka Shoka Harini Prasanna Vaktra Bankache Nikunja Bhu Vilasini Vrajendra Bhanu Nandini Vrajendra Suna Sangate Kada Karikshasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. O Srimati Radhika, who are glorified by great sages, O you who dispel the lamentation of the three worlds, whose lotus face blossoms with a humorous smile, and who sport in the kunjas, O beloved daughter of King Rishabhanu, O most near and dear to the son of the king of Vraja, when will you make me the recipient of your merciful sidelong glance? Now that we understood that she really tries to correct us and bring us into the right path, likewise she does the same to her husband. But when both fail to abide her advices, her instructions, then she, by her grace, corrects the living entities, and by her beauty she corrects her husband. If we have attentively heard what has been told so far, then we must have a question in our mind right away, and that is, if one doesn't listen to her instructions, we learnt that she will correct them through her grace, kataksham. We can't question that. It is certain and it is true. But how come in the case of Ravana, who failed to listen to her instructions, did not get saved by her grace? Let's find the answer in our next session. Thank you. Hare Krishna.